Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Download the app today and sign up with promo code SPORTS365 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code SPORTS365. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 and up, 19 and up in Alabama, Nebraska, 19 and up, and in Colorado for some games, 21 and up in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and must be present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details.
Welcome into the top 5, brought to you by Flag and Anthem. Go to flagandanthem.com. Use our promo code 365sports for a discount at checkout. Let's do a hot seat check-in. Shall we? You know what? It's nerve-wracking when other people are going to lose their jobs or potentially, so let's dive into it. A couple of very new names on the list this week. Number 5, it's warming up for Shane Beamer at South Carolina. A lost season. They're not even going to make a bowl now at 3-7, and they blew a 27-point lead in College Station to the number 3 Aggies just on Saturday. There was a lot of goodwill, but there's a lot of talent on that team. Lenora Sellers is thought to be a first-round quarterback. Dylan Stewart's the best defensive end in the country, and you have 3 total wins on the season. It's not looking good for Shane Beamer right now, but we'll see how South Carolina reacts to that in the next couple of weeks. Number 4, how did I get here? There's Sonny Dykes looking a little confused. And look, we're all kind of confused that all of a sudden the temperatures turned up in Fort Worth on Sonny Dykes. But just 3 years ago, he was in the national championship game, got rolled by Georgia, and then it's been a roller coaster of bad and mediocre for the Horned Frogs, mostly because they can't really stop anybody on defense, and on offense, they don't run the ball very well. But he's a quarterback guru. Josh Hoover is one of the best in the country, but you're looking at likely a 500 or slightly better team this year in the last 2 weeks, and I think the expectations are raised super high because year one, you put a team in the national championship game. Granted, that was with the majority of Gary Patterson's players, but you got the most out of them. So how do you change things? I don't know if Sonny Dykes is legitimately in trouble yet, but there is certainly scuttlebutt in Fort Worth. Number 3, is this still my job from Mark Stoops? I'm just surprised that this one hasn't already happened, given the other things that have gone on with SEC jobs, like Auburn, like Florida, like Arkansas, like LSU. Mark Stoops has somehow stood the test of time this season. But as other things start to move, does Kentucky pull the trigger themselves? That's a big question because they're just kind of there in the SEC and also not really a bowl team and don't look like they're anywhere close to being a bowl team. Number 2, lost in the desert, Dave Aranda. At this point, I don't see any coming back for Dave Aranda and the Baylor fan base. They are apathetic to a high level. A defensive guru just gave up 50-plus points at home, and it's with the Mack Rhodes situation still unresolved to this point, there's just not a lot of reasons I can see to bring Dave Aranda back, even with the crazy coaching carousel that you're going to have. How this plays out is going to be very, very difficult to predict, and you'll just kind of have to roll with the punches. But I don't see Dave Aranda coming back as the head coach of the Bears next season, given the level of fan apathy, the performance the last few years since the Big 12 title, and the fact that the Mack Rhoades situation is chaotic, to say the least, right now at Baylor before they settle that down. And finally, hey, we won this week. Mike Norvell, 5-5 at the Seminoles, a 3-game improvement from a year ago. But when you put as much money into the program as the Florida State Illuminati have, they're not going to love only winning at home against teams like Wake Forest and Virginia Tech and losing on the road to teams like Stanford. Now, look, Virginia's a good team. Miami's a good team. And Pitt just took their, first loss in a few weeks to Notre Dame. But most of those games, except for Miami, were winnable, and they didn't win any of them. And that is where you get into what is going on with Mike Norvell. I fully expect him to be let go at the end of the season, especially if they finish 5-7. They've got tough matchups with NC State, who is on the rise, and a Florida team that has a far deeper roster than them in Gainesville. That is going to be a hard one coming up in the next couple of weeks. That's going to do it for the top 5. It's time for the Carnival.